We need to talk about Wendy Williams. Today, Wendy Williams has filed an affidavit requesting the termination of her court-ordered guardianship that she's been under since 2022 under guardian Sabrina Morrissey. Wendy wants to be reevaluated by doctors that she and her legal team choose this time. She asserts that she can manage her own life. Have you recently listened to Wendy with Harvey Levin from TMZ or on the radio with The Breakfast Club? She sounds pretty normal. But this was released to the public 2 months ago.
Former talk show host Wendy Williams. New court documents filed by her legal guardian say she is now permanently incapacitated by her ongoing health battles.
Heartbreaking news. Wendy Williams is being described as permanently incapacitated due to her battle with dementia.
Yes, Wendy was diagnosed in 2022 with dementia and aphasia, which affects your ability to speak and understand others. Bruce Willis has this diagnosis. However, at the time, Wendy was heavily influenced by alcohol. She was an alcoholic. She was drinking a lot. She admits to this. And now Wendy's sober. And questions are being raised. Was Wendy misdiagnosed? I'm going to play a short clip from Wendy's January 2025 interview on The Breakfast Club, where she sounds completely lucid, and she actually explains to the hosts that she has no intention of suing Lifetime for the documentary that they made about her. It's actually her guardian that wants to do this, and they want to do this to recoup some sort of money. You can listen for yourself.
So apparently, Sabrina Morrissey don't like that Wendy been speaking out.
She don't like that Wendy was here, not here, but called into the Breakfast Club the other day at all. She shot off a letter to the judge after the interview, referencing the interview several times, asking the judge to re-examine Wendy's health and to hold on the A&E lawsuit until they do that. Now, let's take a listen first to what Wendy said again when she called in the other day about her health and about the lawsuit.
Listen, I've been in this guardianship for this long of an amount of time, and now A&E Lifetime, this lawsuit, please, I don't want that. I don't want a dime from that. I don't want any part of that. You know what I'm saying? They insist on me telling everybody that I have frontal temporal dementia. But, you know, this whole thing about frontal temporal dementia is ridiculous, and I don't want this lawsuit. I don't want it at all. I want a shout out, though, to the people at Lifetime. You know, I've been in business with them before. You know what I'm saying? I did a couple of things there. They're good people to me.
Well,
and
Wendy,
I would love to do business with them again.
Okay.
So that was what she had to say about that. But in the letter, they're basically like, we only filed this lawsuit because Wendy needs to recoup money from just different things she's been through while she's been in a conservatorship, and also to help pay for her health care. And then they specifically referenced when Wendy was talking to us about where she think her money is being used in terms of the A&E lawsuit. Let's take a listen to what Wendy said about that.
My guardian person is represented by this expensive law firm, right? But it's my money. It's my money that my guardian is using for regarding this lawsuit. And my money is slowly, I guess, dwindling away. I have no idea. You know what I'm saying?
So after Wendy speaks out on The Breakfast Club and is completely lucid, making a lot of sense, she also says something about Sean Diddy Combs that I didn't play in this clip. But after, her guardian Sabrina Morrissey runs to a judge, and now Wendy is being held in a New York care facility where she is only allowed outside twice a month. She gets no internet. And what I'm about to play for you is an interview from TMZ's Harvey Levin, who he's talking to some local Fox affiliate about his interactions with Wendy and what's really going on. It's wild.
Wendy Williams is locked in a room in an assisted living facility in New York. That's her. The only way I could interview her was to have a camera in the street because we can't get a camera in. She can't really have any visitors. She cannot go outside. She's been out twice in the last 30 days. She has no internet. She, and I think rightly, says she feels like a prisoner.
Are you allowed to go out?
No. In the last 30 days, I went out twice.
She is in a guardianship. And I got to tell you, Lauren, if you saw the Lifetime documentary on her when she was deep into alcohol a couple of years ago, it made sense to have a guardianship. Wendy is sober now. She is fine. I have spoken with her for hours and hours, as have many others. And everybody comes up with the same conclusion. She's back to the old Wendy. Yet, she's not only in a guardianship, it's a guardianship that has essentially locked her up and thrown away the key. She has been diagnosed with something called frontotemporal dementia. That's what Bruce Willis has. That condition never gets better. It only gets worse. There is a similar diagnosis called alcohol-induced dementia. That can get better. Wendy is an alcoholic, and she was deep into alcohol. But the fact is, when you look at her 2 years ago, she's gotten better. There's no question. And so, was this a misdiagnosis? And if so, she's going to get a reevaluation. But for some reason, the Guardian said, we don't think the diagnosis is going to change. How can the Guardian say that? The Guardians only talk to her like once a month. And I got to tell you, I've talked to her for hours and hours and hours over the last month. And this woman is better. She needs a sober coach. I personally don't think she needs a guardian. This is a country where you're supposed to have freedom unless there's something really extreme.
Wendy also told Harvey Levin that she feels like her son has taken advantage of her and completely mismanaged her money. I also feel like, and not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, but I'm going to say it, that there are people in the industry that don't want Wendy to talk. They want her quiet. They want to shut her up. No, I'm just kidding. Literally, I don't know, but there are people. However, here we are, February of 2025. And again, Wendy has filed an affidavit in court requesting to terminate her guardianship and get herself reassessed by doctors that her legal team chooses this time. I guess we'll see what happens, but it is time to free Wendy.